I fell for a Chinese man twice my age, but he ended up breaking my heart. And this is why. It all started last year when I was working at a Chinese restaurant. At the end of November, a Chinese man named Chao came to work with us. He's the boss' cousin. Everything was going great. He didn't talk much with us because he barely knows Spanish, but I always smiled at him out of kindness and greeted him whenever I could. Weeks went by like that, until one day he came up to me and asked for my WeChat. I had used a translator to tell him that I only use WhatsApp. Just to mention, I'm 20 years old and he's 38, my age. Anyways, I gave him my WhatsApp and within hours he messaged me. We ended up chatting all night. To be honest, I never minded the age difference. I actually felt some attraction, especially because he looks like one of my favorite actors, Tony Leung. As time went by, we got to understand each other through the translator and I taught him some Spanish words. We had a strong connection. I ended up falling in love with him. Whenever he went out to smoke, he would look at me through the window and smile. Or when I was washing trays in the kitchen, he would come up and hug me from behind. Everything was wonderful until one day he asked me to have that with him. And I agreed. Great. I don't know what to say. I'm just speechless. Why would you agree even? Why would you be falling in love with this one man if he hasn't done much for you? At least you haven't tell us that in the story. You just don't fall in love with someone because he looks wonderful. Girls! Anyways, what is love? What is this kind of love? Okay, these girls of 20-year-old girls. Wow. Okay, from that moment on, every weekend after work, we will go to his apartment. Even during the week, we will secretly go out to eat or play pool. I will sleep over every Sunday. It was a dream for me to have him by my side. He always complimented me because I'm very slim, have fair skin, short black hair, and slightly slanted eyes. I guess I fit some of his beauty standards, which is why I caught his attention. What about you fitting his? Why it all has to do with them being attracted? Like you guys worship them. Okay, next. My parents never knew about this relationship. Only my close friends and his friends knew. He would often video call them and show me off. Wow. What a thing to be proud of, like being shown off. I could tell he was saying he had found a young and beautiful girlfriend. Indeed he did. And what did you found in return, girl? Not trying to be harsh on elderly here because that man is my age, but you know what I mean. One very important thing, he had a girlfriend in China. Wow, it's way too important, you know? Can you see, guys? Like, I receive this kind of stories on an everyday basis. Anyways, let's continue. But when he came to Mexico and started seeing me, she assumes he ended things with her. She doesn't even question that or cares, perhaps. I feel terrible about it. Do you? Yes, sure. Because I didn't know. I never meant to be the other woman or ruin someone's relationship. Also, he never asked me to be his girlfriend. Why would he if you already accepted to have everything with him? There's nothing to be asked for if you are already giving yourself away for nothing much, I guess, in return, or for free. Not even a title. What is girlfriend? In China, the girlfriend title is not even... everywhere in the world, the girlfriend title is just a word. There's not much you can... it's not a legal security official relationship in front of society or family or government. It's just a girlfriend. Today you're the girlfriend, tomorrow you're not. Or he or them, usually many of these stories, protagonists, Chinese men coming to Mexico or elsewhere, are having a bunch of them because so what? Okay, let's continue. He never asked me to be his girlfriend, but I guess in their culture, you assume when you are spending so much time together and there's mutual affection, that already counts as a relationship. So you assume, you guess, and that's it. Wow. Yeah, you are a little bit, should I say it? In my Spanish channel, I will scold them harshly, Okay, that already counts as a relationship. Yeah, sure. Which kind of relationship you want to be in? That's something I'm not used to. But in the end, okay, so she's not even used to, but she gets used to. Like these girls are not liking, assuming, guessing, and just getting used to whatever compartment is that these guys are putting them in, because it's better to be there than not to be there and be by themselves just without them, because they are just so very valuable. Like, how come they could find anything better than that? It's just better to stay that way, clueless, and just keep playing their game. Oh my gosh. But in the end, I didn't make a big deal out of it. Yeah. We were like this for nearly 5 months until this April when he moved to Querétaro. It's another Mexican city. I live in Puebla. Everything changed. He never told me he was leaving. I found out that same day. I was heartbroken because I knew I will never see him again. That's when everything went downhill. First of all, the restaurant owners, meaning his cousin, found out we had a relationship. And I was fired in the worst way. Luckily, I got a better job at a company. Since Chao left, everything changed. At first, we did video calls every day. And he told me he missed me. But after a month, he started growing distant. He went to Mexico City for a few days to meet with his Chinese friends. And something really unpleasant happened. He sent me a video of himself at one of those famous Chinese bars where they do karaoke and hire hostesses. I was shocked and so upset. He swore to me he didn't do anything inappropriate with a woman, and even told me they didn't attract him at all. That he only went because of peer pressure from his friends. Oh, poor him. Anyway, I believed him. Oh, poor you. And we continued our long-distance relationship. But now, I don't know what to do. I like him so much. But I know that being apart like this is not going to work. He told me several times that he wants to come to see me, to marry me and start a family, but I don't believe him anymore. His words are rather, his distant behavior over the last month showed me the opposite. My final advice to all the girls who might meet a Chinese man is, don't say yes right away. At the beginning, everything seems perfect. I mean, girl, when did everything seemed perfect? I wonder in which specific moment. Anyways, but you never really know if they're serious. Girl, you could know from the moment he asked to have that with you at work, like when you were working together at the restaurant, and he indecently proposed you to be intimate with him without having anything, or without even courting you, pursuing you, trying to be a kind gentleman for you. And you right away just answer yes. That's just very straightforward to the point. You never really know if they're serious. Are you serious? Like, never? I think you're always quite sure what is going on, but you just don't want to see it. Or if they have other intentions. Okay, so you thought this guy was going to fall in love, or you were going to be just perfect couple because of he was attracted to you in that regard. Thank you so much for reading my kind of strange story. Love you, Mar. So this girl is so kind, At the end of the day, she ended up even saying, I love you. I'm grateful for all the love I receive from these girls, from all around Latin America sending me their letters. I receive letters every day from Chinese men being involved with these girls. Usually they are kind of alike. Not all of them, we have some exceptions. Anyways, as you can see, most of them do not have any self-concept about the value of their own selves. Not their own confidence to be straightforward to this kind of man, or to any man, just to be, hey, in my culture or in my expectation, I would like you to be like this, or I wouldn't be accepting such invitations. However, these girls just fall for this because I guess they're curious. They are feel flattered that they have attracted Chinese men, and it's quite rare here still, or is something very popular nowadays. Most of them will describe themselves as, I like Asia culture, I like K-pop, I like K-dramas and all these things. I do not do any of that. Living in China for me was more than enough. And of course, all these stories are full of culture, like these guys going to karaoke, these girls coming out to entertain them, the men. In Mexico City, they have even discovered these very, very dark places in commercial areas where Chinese are trading stuff. So usually there are these girls being heartbroken about some illusion they had in their own minds, because their relationship was never a relationship up to them, but it was for these girls. And suddenly they were not taken as serious as they would have expected, because they are, giving them the service they want, although they are not considered to be maybe boyfriend or girlfriend. Sometimes they are, so what? He still has a wife back in China or elsewhere, and he knows that he can just easily pass by asking someone here, do you want to be my girlfriend? And that's it. And it's usually the same thing time after time. They're heartbroken, they really loved that guy, they just gave themselves away that easily, and he ghosted them, he disappeared, he had this other girlfriend, he had this Chinese wife. What should I do? There's nothing you can do. There was nothing you shouldn't do from the beginning. So you just need to leave the situation, you need to respect yourself. First of all, how could you be expecting someone to respect you if you don't respect yourself, girl? Seriously, you are just teaching them they can treat me trashy because I accept such trashy behavior. So they will just step on you as much as you allow them to do so. There's no way someone will be proposing me this kind of indecent proposals. By the way, I was just taking a look at the clip of that movie. Oh my God, it's such a sexy movie, yeah. And I would be like, yeah, why not? Let's go and, have a night. No way. This is I guess some maybe proposed that back in the day when I was in China, naive guys. And I will not even answer. I will just give them a look and I will leave, because they didn't even deserve my words in return. There was nothing to be said. It's like what? Excuse me? You clearly do not understand who are you talking to. Because I have myself in very high esteem, It's just the way it is. If I don't respect or believe myself is worth that much, who else will? First, you have to believe it yourself in order for you to really believe it from the heart, and others can feel it, like you're worth that much. Girl, if you just don't feel you are valuable, like this is the maximum, the best treat you can receive, because that's it, then I don't have words to say. Seriously, it's just very saddening that all these girls, 20, half my age, they have the youth I don't have anymore. If I was 20, I was 20 when I was in China, But to be honest, guys, I don't believe when I was 20 I felt as beautiful or as attractive as I feel now. I mean, I don't know why, but I guess I was a little bit quite maybe acceptable, attractive, beautiful, I don't know. Maybe I was not that confident. So it's better just to be alone than to be with that bad company. Seriously, I have so many stories where I wonder why is it they cannot be with themselves doing like fantastic things just like I do. When I was single in China, I mean, I am still are, but now in Mexico, I was having the time of my life, seriously, traveling and doing all that. Like, I was not even thinking about that. And I was approached by many gents. And I guess I was really, attractive. 20 years, 10 years ago, I rejected a few, broke some hearts. Not out of being mean, but I was just not interested because my life was too good. Like, if there was this one someone interested in me, he had to make up my life even better than I was making my own life to, But so many of these girls seem like they don't have such standards because their life is just not good enough for them. So they will just take, or they will, how to say, accept such treatment.